One tiny island changed hands 3 times in one war. It was the most valuable island nobody had ever heard of. In June 1942, Japanese forces landed on the Aleutian island of Attu, hoping to use it as a launching point for a larger invasion of the American mainland. But the following months, U.S. forces retook the island in a brutal battle. The victory was costly, and the hold on the island precarious. Then, in October, thick fog rolled in, blanketing the island and preventing any landings. As days turned into weeks, the Allies grew desperate. They needed to retake Attu before winter set in. But the problem was, they couldn't see through the fog. So in November, they called in air support. Dozens of planes flew over the island, dropping hundreds of bombs. The only problem was, they weren't dropping them on the Japanese. They were dropping them on themselves. As the Allies regrouped, the Japanese made their move. They sent 500 troops to Attu, hoping to claim the island for themselves. But after a week of fighting, they had to retreat. And so the island changed hands yet again. But why? Why did all this happen? Why did the Japanese invade? Why did the Americans fight so hard to keep the island? What was so valuable about it? You might be surprised to hear that it was nothing. Attu wasn't just some tropical paradise or strategic military hub. It was an empty, desolate rock with nothing but fog and a few scraggly bushes. So why did these world powers fight over it? Well, because sometimes wars aren't won by armies, but by fog and chaos. When the Japanese invaded Attu, they hoped that the United States wouldn't bother defending such a useless island. But the Americans saw the danger. They knew that if they didn't fight, the Japanese would keep coming. So they did something they rarely did, a preemptive strike. This led to the bloodiest forgotten battle of the Pacific. The fight for Attu was brutal. There was no clear winner. So when the fog rolled in, both sides claimed victory. The Japanese retreated, but not before sending reinforcements to hold the island. And those reinforcements were the first to die when the Allied planes arrived. Attu is a small island, just 68 square miles, but in its barren expanse, the bloodiest battle of the Pacific raged. Thousands of soldiers died on both sides, yet few people today know their names. The battle for Attu ended in May 1943, 5 months after the last Japanese soldier set foot on the island. By then, the cost of the battle became clear. More than 1,000 Americans were dead, and the Japanese. Sometimes wars aren't won by armies, but by fog and chaos. Even small islands carry oceans of blood. This is the end of Part 10. Thanks for watching. If you want to see Part 11, subscribe now.